And I mentioned about the teepee, where our arrow. All right, that's where it belonged, in the teepee. And we have a keeper of the arrows, and that's where they're at. But forgive me, not supposed to really say anything about that in front of the woman. Just overlooked me a little bit. So then the pipe, the peace pipe in there, that represents the Arapaho people. Their sacred, ceremonial sacred pipe. That's what that represents. And then they had the Cheyenne Arapaho tribes of Oklahoma. We didn't have the Oklahoma in there. It was our logo, what the tribe started using. They just put it on everything that they had. Then a little later, after 1977 is when the logo was adopted into the tribe. I know a few years later, the tribe went on and put that into the tribal flag. So that's what we use on our tribal flags nowadays. Then the stars around the circle, they had the 14 Cheyenne and the 14 Arapaho. They went into the Constitution, the tribal Constitution, where it just kind of made it a little less. So there were 7. They went down from 14 to 7. So that represented the 7 Cheyenne and the 7 Arapaho. That became our tribal council. We call them councilmen. It was the men. The men's the one that did all that. Then now, today, this day and age, the 8 stars up here on top we got a constitution. It's just like a regular tribal government. We have legislators in our tribe. We have the governor, lieutenant governor, on down to legislators. So now we have 4 Cheyenne and 4 Arapaho that represent. We have districts. I think it goes from not quite to Oklahoma City, all the way up north, and this side of I-40, all the way out to Texas state line, the border. That's where our territory is. And that's the legislators they represent. They got districts through here, all the way out where I'm at. I live out in Hammond, Oklahoma. And that one district is Cheyenne District 4. That's where I reside in. And now that all this is taken care of, I don't know if it's got it on there. I went around and asked. There's one arrow on there, and I asked, who made that. And usually it's 2. We got 2 arrows through there, but I don't know where this came from. So, and that's when nobody could tell me where that.
Which arrow?
That one. See, there's only on these. Somebody made one.
One is 2.
Yeah, they got 2 now. They got 2 on there. Yeah. Yep. The young man that designed the flag, it was I think he was from Gary. They said 4 north of Gary. He was 19 years old when he designed this, and I don't know, but back then, our elders are the ones that brought us up, taught us. That's where we learned everything. So I imagine back then they had got with him and probably explained everything to him, and that's probably how he came up with the tribal logo on there. So that's pretty much where the tribal flag, how all that came about. All the items on there, all the designs, and all of that's where it all come from. And I think stars. Yep, I got everything. So if you have any questions, about it, and I'm I'll try to answer the best that I can.
I got a question. How I've seen these available for sale. Uh, how many get produced and how many get sold in a year?
It's probably up to the ones who order them.
Yeah.
They need some like flags and stuff. I don't know who orders them. Maybe the governor or somebody orders them and.
Yeah. Well,
that's a good question.
Well, and here's the other thing: is I don't want to buy a just print on demand from China.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Because they will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I guess I've just that leads to my other question that the sources. I mean,
how to acquire an authentic one.
Yeah, an authentic one, and also I have the goal for the museum here to have a gift shop. Could we be a source for selling those?
Bingo.
We'll get with them. I'll find out.
I will check in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. I like that.
Right.
Yep.
Because I don't even know who to ask.
Yeah.
To order a flag.
The
Do you?
Department of Veterans.
Department of Veterans.
Yeah, any flags you order.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know the culture and language. I know they used to do that back in the day, and I don't know if they still do or not. Yeah. And also, we have our little dances, they're not powwows, or we just get together and have a dance. We have them out here at the ERC building. This Saturday they're having one, and I'll be out there.
He's in the spotlight.
I'll be the MC out there, and each and every one. You're welcome.
Asking questions from everybody.
Yeah.
Call upon people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll answer. Hey, I know.
Yeah. Good.
Same protocol with the Cheyenne Arapaho flag as the United States flag.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I was just asking who's having the dance.
Oh, the White Thunder family. I think they were from here too. The White Thunder family. Yep. Yeah. Any more questions?
So my husband and I were talking, wondering if you have different chieftains for the Cheyenne and the Arapaho. Do you have different officers?
Yeah, the Cheyenne. I can only speak on the Cheyenne side. We have our side, the Cheyenne chiefs, and the Arapaho's got the Arapaho chiefs. So, in the culture tradition, they're not the same. They're different.
We're totally separate tribes
Yeah.
with different languages, different ways of worshiping, totally different.
Yeah.
So why do we have this together?
The government put the Cheyennes and Arapahoes together as one government. U.S. government?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when everybody capitulated and the Bureau of Land Management, Bureau of Indian Affairs had a really bad habit of putting different groups together that may or may not cooperate with each other. And sometimes out of meanness and sometimes out of convenience.
Sometimes it was the way that they lived. The Arapahoes were known as a smaller tribe, and they would follow larger tribes around. So up north, they put the Arapahoes with the Shoshones, which was the larger people, and then the Arapahoes with the Cheyennes here. And there were other tribes, never just at that point in time.
Well, I remember that the Arapahoes were really close allies with the Cheyennes. They would fight with them and do everything with them. Back then. But then, they just when they moved us here, they moved them here because they were really close with the Cheyennes. And so, but like you said, there are separate tribes. They got their own language, their own separate language. They Arapaho, their own ceremonies, culture, everything's different. I mean, Cheyenne and Arapahoes, it's different, but they just so happily got put in, together.
I have some humor on that. Because I always pick a different tribe, whoever I'm making fun of. And it's like, Yeah, they helped us out.